you doing? I hope all is going great for you. Well, I just wanted to comment on this Russia news. I saw it Friday and I didn't know how to respond because it said that Moscow had been invaded by the Wagner Group. It seemed so strange, so I ignored it. Saturday, of course, the news came out and I saw Putin. Now, this is a different picture of Putin. I had never seen Putin look like this, and his hair was all gray. Now, normally Putin has black coloring on both sides of his head, and this time it looked like they woke Putin up or something from bed. He scurried out, didn't have time to get dressed and fixed up for his camera shots, and he looked very nervous. So when he talked about he was going to get revenge on the Wagner Group leader and so forth, he was very serious. Later, they said Putin got into an airplane and went off, I think they said to Brussels, and then they said when the plane, which was supposedly Putin's plane, landed, the people on the plane reported there was no one on the plane. So we have seen since then that Putin has emerged. He is looking his old self. He has the color in his hair. So it was Putin, I'm pretty sure, that I saw on Saturday. But who knows? Who knows if that was his double? But I'm sure it was Putin, and the threats that they were laying out against the Wagner Group were very, very strong. Looked like they were threatening to kill the Wagner Group leader. And the Wagner Group leader said that, they are not giving him the materials he needs to fight the war. And I had heard a couple of days later, we hear all this stuff, bits and pieces about the war in Ukraine, and it seems like the media is only concerned with Meghan and Harry, and so we don't even hear about the war. But I heard a snippet that the Wagner Group had been lined up to listen to some sort of speech by somebody. They were outside, and while they were outside, they got bombed, and a lot of people got killed. Well, it seemed that was what the Wagner Group was talking about, and I think he said on Saturday or Sunday that about 30 people were killed when they were bombed. So it seems that the Wagner Group leader was sent to Belarus, and that he, I think, is still in Belarus. It seems that Putin has taken back all of the threats, and I am just shocked when I see this guy who leads the Wagner Group. He used to be a cook, and you see him serving Putin and the President of the United States at a dinner meeting, and he's standing behind and slightly to the left of the President of the United States. I was shocked. I can't imagine that situation where you have Putin on one side and on the other side this guy who ends out to be a major war leader, war criminal, just so scary. And it just shows you can't trust who's around you. Now, with all this stuff with Trump and Trump trusting everybody and telling American secrets and leaving American papers everywhere and reading the papers to people that he really doesn't know, it just shows you how careful you have to be, because I never would have expected that a waiter would have been such a powerful war leader. But there it was. You can see it in the pictures. So what's going to happen in the future, we don't know, but it shows that Putin was really shook up by this attack on Moscow. It was interesting to note that in the pictures, the residents of Moscow had cleared the streets. You did not see anybody outside. It was just the military. So they were shocked, I'm sure, to have this happen to them. And it'll be interesting to see how everybody responds in the future weeks to this threat to Putin and how Putin is going to clap back and maintain his leadership role in Russia. And it will also be interesting to see how the Ukraine goes. Now, it was interesting that all of the American and British news were telling the Russians that they need to concentrate on the Ukraine war and that they were being diverted to this civil war potential by the Wagner Group. And it was so nice of the Americans and British to tell Putin to get back to killing Ukrainians and to stop diverting his attention to other topics. Putin has said that the people who marched on Moscow have a choice. Now, a lot of the people in the Wagner Group were criminals and they were recruited from prisons. And Putin said, and I'm not sure what he means by all of this, he says, but those people have a choice. They can go back home to their families, they can go to Belarus, where the Wagner Group leader is, or they can join the Russian military, and that there will be no repercussions. But can you really trust Putin? Does he really mean that? I doubt it. I doubt it. What's going to happen to those people in the future months? Who knows? But it'll be interesting to see and follow. Okay, take care. Love you all. Bye. And don't forget, like and subscribe.